Justice Venegavkar, Mr. Thakkar, President of the Bar Association, distinguished senior advocates, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure in welcome you all to today's tea party to welcome our colleague Justice Venegavkar. Justice Venegavkar's elevation to the bench is a moment of pride for all of us because, all of us have seen him here sitting in this very room. We've all shared jokes with him, had cups of coffee, tea with him, and it's really his dedication to the profession, his fair approach in court, which we've all experienced when he's been on the other side, that hallmarks his approach to justice and the reason why he has been elevated. So thank you all for joining us, and may I request our President to say a few words.
The Honorable Mr. Justice Hiten Venegavkar, my friend Venkatesh Dond, who is not here still, who is arguing a matter, Mr. Naushad Engineer, the Secretary of Bombay Bar Association, the distinguished senior advocates, members of the Standing Committee, and esteemed members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to one and all, and a very warm welcome. Before I introduce our guest of honor, allow me to begin with a name on every cricket lover's mind, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And all of you will feel why I am mentioning the name of Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Like a young prodigy from Bihar who is scoring number of runs, the learned judge whom we are welcoming today has authored by now more than 70 judgments in his short career. Though sitting as a junior judge on the bench at Aurangabad and Bombay. So, therefore, the comparison with Vaibhav Suryavanshi. It is my immense honor and privilege to welcome our erstwhile member, the Honorable Justice Hiten Venegavkar. Though he was elevated a while ago, but as his Lordship said at Aurangabad in his first assignment, we are now getting opportunity to welcome it at Bombay. Justice Venegavkar's story is one of an extraordinary commitment to the law. He comes from a very humble family. He is a first-generation lawyer, and he is a proud alumnus of Elizabeth High School, and thereafter he graduated in science before he took up law and passed out from a government law college, one of the most storied institutions of our legal education in this country. He began his legal career in the year 2000, learning the ropes under the mentorship of the distinguished Justice Dilip Bhosle, the former Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court. It was a formative association that shaped the rigor and integrity that has become to define Justice Venegavkar throughout his career. Over the next decade, his Lordship steadily built a formidable reputation at the bar, specializing in criminal law and the prosecution of complex economic offences. By 2013, his expertise had earned him a place on the Union Government panel as a standing counsel, where he represented some of India's most premier investigative agencies, the Central Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement Directorate. By 2017, he was appointed retainer counsel for both CBI and ED, a mark of the extraordinary trust reposed in him by the Government of India. In his capacity, he appeared in high-profile and sensitive cases across the length and breadth of the country. His work was not confined to the courts of India alone. In 2021, His Lordship travelled to London in connection with the two most closely watched extradition matters of our times, the cases involving Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi. His presence in those proceedings speaks volumes about the confidence that the Government of India placed in his abilities at the highest levels of legal diplomacy. Then in 2023 came a moment of historic significance. Justice Venegavkar was appointed Chief Government Pleader and Public Prosecutor for the state of Maharashtra. And in doing so, he became the first person in history to hold the post at both places, at Bombay as well as Kolhapur bench of the Bombay High Court. It was a distinction that set him apart and a responsibility he shouldered with the same diligence that has marked every chapter of his career. And then the moment that the entire legal fraternity had long anticipated arrived. In April 2025, the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court personally invited him to join the bench. And on 29th August 25, he received his presidential warrant of appointment. And on 2nd September 25, he was sworn in the office as a judge of the Bombay High Court. A career of over 2 decades of outstanding service to the law had found its crowning recognition. Since taking his seat on the bench, Justice Venegavkar has continued at exactly the pace one would expect of him, prolific, purposeful and precise. He has authored record-breaking number of judgments as a junior judge, carrying forward into judicial life the same relentless energy he brought to his years at the bar. Justice Venegavkar is known for the quality of his reasoning, incisive, clear and deeply rooted in principle. He is a man of quiet integrity and immense capability, and we at the Bombay Bar Association are truly privileged to have him with us this evening. On behalf of the bar, I assure His Lordship our full cooperation in disposal of the cases, and on behalf of myself and all of us here, I congratulate His Lordship on his appointment as a judge of our High Court and wish him great success and many more laurels that will come on the way in his long career as a judge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thakkar. Could I request Mr. Thakkar to present a small memento on behalf of the entire bar to Justice Venegavkar? And could I now ask Justice Venegavkar to come and say a few words?
Good evening, all of you. When I came back to chamber from the courtroom today, I had too many thoughts in my mind. I really wanted to speak a lot with you, but now I am taken over with my emotions, so you will excuse me. Mr. President, my learned friend, Naushad Engineer, all the learned seniors, juniors, my dear friends who are sitting here. The journey started in 1999-2000 from courtroom number 36. Over the years of 25 years, and it exactly ended in this very courtroom. On 16th, if I am correct, 16th of August 2025 was the day when I was sitting under the clock where I used to have my lunch, and I received a call from the Registrar General saying that you are invited for interaction at Delhi. Technically, that happened to be the last day of my profession as a Bombay High Court lawyer. Because then on 19th, I went for interaction. Then I went to Kolhapur bar because there was an inauguration. and subsequently my appearances. The last appearance was in Supreme Court. So technically I never appeared thereafter, but that's exactly what I wanted to say, how important this court, this bar room has been for me. Right from beginning, though at the initial stage of my practice, I was known as an appellate side lawyer. Subsequently, for last 5-6 years, I have been regularly coming to VBA. Thank you all for accepting me with open hands. I had too many friends here, dear colleagues, with whom I shared each and every faction of my career life. And I must tell you that being a first generation lawyer traveling all the way from a small suburb like Vikhroli to the town was a difficult journey. But every person has that hand which really comes out from nowhere. And I must tell you that it happened in 2014. That Khambata sir, when he took over as Additional Solicitor General, I don't know what he saw in me, when he saw in me. But standing outside the courtroom number 31 and suddenly there was a tap on my shoulder saying that why don't you come to my chamber, I want to talk to you something. I visited to his chamber, absolutely no connection, no relations, nothing. And when I went to his chamber, I was shocked when he said that why don't you come on the criminal panel of Union of India. I think you are doing a good job. I had a feeling that becoming a prosecutor was actually a lawyer who do not have any work, a briefless lawyer's job. And I sincerely expressed that feeling, saying that, sir, I have sufficient work. Why you want me to come on the prosecution side? He said, you don't have any work on the central panel or against the central agencies, you please come. That is how my journey began. I should thank Dharaj sir for posing that faith in me. That is exactly where my real journey began, and I got an opportunity of appearing in so many important matters. Something again came up, then when he became Advocate General, then he got me as an additional government pleader on the original side. That again gave me a re-exposure to my civil law. I did too many matters on the civil side. So my professional journey, though it started with my senior's chamber, of course, he was the pillar behind everything for me. But then somebody like Dharaj sir also supported me in my journey. There was some period where I was feeling low, when I really thought of giving up this idea of becoming a High Court judge for some reason. I do not know how much Janak sir remembers this, but every time whenever he used to be there in the corridors and see me, he used to ask, what's wrong, where is it waiting, don't lose patience. That again reassured that yes, I should be there. In fact, Janak sir once, I should tell this, I don't mind telling this now. Janak sir once in our association party walked up to Justice Bobde and went and asked him that what's wrong, why are you not elevating this boy, he deserves. Where do I get all this support from? And this actually came from all these seniors, all my dear friends. I really can't express any thank you to them, but I must say that thank you, sir. Thanks for being there. As a member of this bar, I was, of course, always a responsible bar member. But now I have taken over as a judge, the responsibility on me is not only to prove myself as a judge, but also to take care that I don't make any of you feel that I was member of this bar. And any action of mine or any kind of my work will never give you that feeling. And that is the huge responsibility that I will be carrying to the bench. Thank you, friends. Thank you for sparing your evening. Thank you for being here. I really feel very privileged, very honored. Thank you, Mr. President and Secretary, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Venegavkar, for those emotional and sincere words. And with that, it concludes our evening's function. Please do join us for some tea and snacks.